Hello everyone and welcome to another How Lou Sees It review. Today it is very early in the morning, so if my voice seems a little deeper than normal, it's early. I get up early to go to work, and this morning I usually take the bus, as you found out yesterday if you listened to my post yesterday. And I woke up, I missed my alarm clock somehow, and therefore I missed my bus. So here I am driving out myself. So negative, I can't play any board games because I'm driving. Positive, because I'm driving, you get another audio review. I hope that's a positive. I really enjoyed doing it yesterday, so let's do it again. And first things first, before we get into board games, it's pretty amazing the feeling driving around at like 6 o'clock in the morning in a somewhat smaller town when you get to drive through, and if you come up to a red light and stop, it's gonna like turn green almost instantly. And the lights are set up such that, you know, on this early in the morning, that the lights just seem to change whenever you need them to change, and it is a great feeling. So, feeling pretty good after waking up late. Not so good, but feeling good. I love actually early morning being outside. It's so calm, it's so quiet. Anyway, but board games. So yesterday we talked about the Asmodee digital board game apps. Now today I'm going to talk a little bit about Digidiced apps today. So what apps are those? Well, most recently I have acquired the game Agricola, All Creatures Big and Small. Now, for those unaware, this game is a two-player version of Agricola, basically. And what they did is they took out the stressors of Agricola and simplified it down a little bit, and it is a really fun game. Now, this is another game title, Agricola, All Creatures Big and Small, that I have not had the opportunity of playing in person, the original version. And it's been on my wish list for a while now, but it is very difficult to get. I guess it's out of print or something, because the only copies that are available are overpriced. And so here we are again with a board game app. This one's a little bit different to me, though, because we talked about Mysterium, Colt Express, Potion Explosion the other day. Those are all games that are easily accessible still for the most part, as far as I know. I just haven't been able or haven't purchased the games or anything like that as of yet. So this one, All Creatures Big and Small, is great because it's very hard to get and very expensive to get an actual copy of the game. But the board game app, and I should have looked this up before I started driving, but it's not very expensive, right? So anyway, All Creatures Big and Small, as far as the game goes, again, they cut out, so you have 3 workers. You start off with 3 workers. You don't have to gather food and resources to feed them. This is more, it plays very similar, however, as far as placing a worker on a certain space, and you get a certain amount of resources for utilizing that space, or you get a build utilizing certain resources. Now, what they've done with this game as well, so you don't have to feed your workers. So all its focus is purely on the animals, and it's pretty fun. So the in Agricola, you're also growing wheat, growing carrots, and that it's very daunting. And one of the things that I experienced as I introduced new players to Agricola is, I was really excited. I was like, okay, we're gonna play Agricola, pull it out. It's very daunting to new players. If you're interested in getting people to play Agricola, I would highly recommend having them play Agricola All Creatures Big and Small on this app, because it is a great introduction to that type of gameplay. Now, obviously, Agricola is still more complicated, and one of the things that the players that I introduced Agricola to did not like is that it's a very stressful game, right? Because you need to do so much, and you can't do it all. You just can't do everything that you need to or want to. And so, one of the biggest stressors is that whole idea of, okay, I need to get food or else I'm going to get negative points. The whole negative points aspect makes it pretty difficult. So Agricola All Creatures Big and Small, they basically took that out. So you still get a certain number of points per number of animals that you get, but you're trying to get as many animals as you can in the different varieties, setting up fences, stables, and whatnot. So different buildings, some unique cards in there, but very, very fun game. And Digidiced. So as far as the interface and the digital version of it, again, I have nothing really to compare it to as far as the actual game versus the digital app. But Digidiced, I first experienced Digidiced with Patchwork, which I would wager to guess is probably their most popular app. Even though I think Agricola All Creatures Big and Small was out before then. Now, I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but Patchwork was just such a huge two-player hit. Now, that's not to say Agricola All Creatures Big and Small wasn't. I know many people who really, really like the game, so I'm kind of confused, honestly, why it's not in print anymore, or not more easily accessible to people, because I think two-player games are pretty big right now, and I think they've always been popular, but I think solo gaming and two-player games are becoming more popular. Anyway, I digress. Yes, All Creatures Big and Small and Patchwork. There we go. Patchwork. So Patchwork is what I experienced first from Digidiced. Great interface, the online mode, pass and play mode, a quick review of Patchwork, I guess, in the middle of this All Creatures review. It's really, really nice interface. I like it. And so yeah, the online mode works really well. The artwork in Patchwork is great, and they just is very, very well done, I think. And I think it's a huge app success for Patchwork. I thought they did an amazing job with it. I play Patchwork a lot. My daughter, she loves it too. She doesn't get the strategy quite as much, and yet she can still win many a time against me. But she calls it the button game because she likes getting the buttons. But anyway, so yeah, they have this interface, and so All Creatures Big and Small, its interface is similar, and I think for simplicity in programming, carrying on a similar, menu interface throughout all the games, there's a big benefit to that. And there's a big benefit to kind of the continuity of their apps. And it is a good interface. So there is, I think you'll feel similarities. Now, the thing that Agricola All Creatures Big and Small has is there's a lot of action spaces still. And so you're trying to cram a lot of game into a tiny little space on your phone. So for some people that might be a little bit of a turnoff just because it becomes somewhat small, right? So you can zoom in, which is good. And it doesn't bug me. I write really small. I have no problem with it. But for some people who may have a harder time seeing or things like that, just kind of a heads up, there is a lot of different things going on. And but yeah, Digidiced, All Creatures Big and Small, very fun 2-player game. Highly recommend it, and easily accessible through this app now, which has been out for a while, but I've really been enjoying it. So that's that one. Patchwork, I've already kind of talked about a little bit. What else is there to say? It is one of the best 2-player games out there still, I think. A lot of people think it's overrated. I don't know. I think it deserves all the praise that it gets. It's a very streamlined, very well designed game, and the app version of it is very, very well done as well. So no complaints there. What else is going on? So I think that's all for Digidiced, and that's all for this episode. Thank you for listening. Please leave me feedback. But Digidiced have some great apps. Patchwork, Agricola, All Creatures Big and Small. Check them out. And that is how Lou sees it.